1. Do you really believe that success only comes through pain? We were taught that if a workout doesn't leave you completely out of breath, drenched in sweat, and sore for 3 days, then it didn't count. We've become addicted to intense training, to the adrenaline and the feeling of pushing ourselves to the limit. But here is the uncomfortable truth. Your body does not operate on the principle of suffering, but on the principle of efficiency. If you are desperately trying to get rid of your visceral fat, this stubborn, dangerous fat that wraps around your organs in the abdominal cavity, then the problem is probably not that you are doing too little. It is very likely that you are doing too much, but without a plan. Visceral fat is not normal fat. It is a tissue that develops through chronic stress and hormonal chaos. When you force yourself through high-intensity workouts while your body is already under stress, something paradoxical happens. Your body switches into survival mode. It releases cortisol, desperately holds on to its reserves, and would rather burn valuable muscle than the fat on your belly. You are playing a metabolic gamble while your body is actually just searching for calm and consistency. Today, I will show you why the secret to fat burning is not exhaustion, but a routine that almost sounds insultingly simple. It is time to stop fighting against your own body and start working with your biology. 2. To understand why boredom is your best ally, we need to take a look under the hood of your body. Imagine your body as a hybrid vehicle with 2 tanks, one for sugar and one for fat. The problem is that most of us never use the fat tank because we are driving too fast. This is where the so-called Zone 2 comes into play. It is a state of moderate movement in which your heart rate stays low and you can breathe comfortably through your nose. In this zone, something magical happens. Your body feels completely safe. Because there is no emergency, it has all the time in the world to use the most efficient fuel, your stored body fat. But the moment you start running or lifting heavy, your system switches into panic mode. It ignores fat and burns only sugar. You are still using energy, but you are emptying the wrong tank. Another crucial factor is an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase. Imagine these enzymes as tiny cleaning crews in your bloodstream, waiting to absorb fat molecules and release them for burning. The problem? These cleaning crews immediately stop working when you sit for too long. They are not activated by a single hard workout, but by steady, gentle movement. And then there is the issue of cortisol. Many people make the mistake of forcing themselves into a hard workout immediately after waking up. But your cortisol level is naturally at its highest in the morning to wake you up. If you now add an intense workout on top of that, you signal an extreme stress situation to your body. The result? Your metabolism blocks fat burning and instead stores energy directly as a protective layer in your abdominal cavity. So if you train in the morning, do it gently. Give your body the chance to burn fat instead of pushing it into survival mode. 3. Knowledge alone does not burn fat. It is the implementation that makes the difference. For this plan to work, we need to integrate walking not as exercise, but as strategic breaks throughout your day. There are 3 specific time windows in which your body is most receptive to this method. The first window opens immediately after waking up. Your goal is 15 minutes, the so-called morning primer. At this moment, your body is in a unique state. Your insulin level is at its lowest and your glycogen stores are almost empty. This is the moment when the path to your fat reserves is completely open. But be careful. Walk slowly. Breathe exclusively through your nose. We want to gently wake up your mitochondria, the power plants of your cells, and not scare them with stress. These 15 minutes signal to your system, We are an active organism today. The second window is your shield against belly fat. It opens directly after lunch and dinner for about 10 to 15 minutes each. We call this the glucose sponge. Normally, your blood sugar spikes after eating and your body releases insulin to store the sugar as fat. But when you walk, something fascinating happens. Your muscles act like a sponge. They absorb the sugar directly from the bloodstream before insulin even has a chance to intervene and give the command to store fat. It is a manual control of your metabolism that prevents new visceral fat from forming in the first place. The last window is the evening cortisol wash. Take 20 to 30 minutes, ideally when the sun is setting. This is not about calories, but about your hormones. When you walk and let your gaze wander into the distance, a phenomenon occurs that scientists call optical flow. As the environment moves past you, the fear center in your brain calms down. This rhythmic process turns off survival mode and prepares your body for deep, restorative sleep. And remember, only in a relaxed body can fat be burned effectively. It is the peaceful ending of a metabolically perfect day. 4. You might be thinking now, this all sounds far too simple. How can a few relaxed walks compete with years of stubborn belly fat? The answer lies not in the intensity of a single day, but in the compound interest effect of your movement. Let's do a quick calculation, but not with unrealistic promises, only with biological logic. If you consistently implement these 55 minutes per day, you will burn an additional 2,000 to 2,500 calories each week. Over the course of a month, that adds up to more than 10,000 calories, almost exclusively from your fat stores because you stay in zone 2. That is the crucial difference. You lose real fat, not water and not muscle mass. I want to tell you the story of a subscriber who, like many of us, was trapped in the fitness trap. He completed 3 extremely intense HIIT sessions per week. He was constantly exhausted, had intense cravings, and his waistline barely changed. Why? Because his body constantly retained water due to the extreme stress and demanded quick energy in the form of sugar. He made a radical decision. He removed the hard workouts for 30 days and replaced them entirely with this boring walking protocol. The result after just 1 month? His waist circumference shrank by 5 centimeters. His resting heart rate dropped. But most importantly, for the first time in years, he no longer felt burned out. He did not achieve less by doing less. He achieved more because he stopped fighting against his own biology. He gave his body the safety it needed to finally let go of the fat. 5. Why don't we all do this already? Because it is boring. We live in a world that constantly tells us that only the spectacular matters. But the truth is, consistency is the real superpower. The boredom you might feel while walking is nothing more than the price you pay for lifelong health. It is a fair trade. Here is your task for the next 30 days. We call it the 3 times 10 rule. Commit to at least 3 walks per day, each lasting only 10 minutes. Once in the morning, once after lunch, and once after dinner. It is so simple that it is almost impossible to fail. There are no more excuses about lack of time or motivation. It is just one step after another. One more important piece of advice. Hide your scale in the closet for this month. Your weight alone does not tell the full truth. Instead, pay attention to how your pants fit. Pay attention to your belt. When the hard visceral fat melts away, your belly will become softer and flatter while your muscles remain preserved. You will notice that you sleep better, wake up more refreshed, and your digestion finally calms down. You did not transform your body through shock. You recreated it through intelligent consistency. While others search for the next extreme diet or the hardest workout, you chose the path of least resistance. And that is exactly why you will win. Start today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Your first walk is waiting for you. See you in the next video.